Alright, here we have a project with 4 activities. It has some logic here. A comes first, it has no predecessor. B has to come after A is done, C has to come after B is done, and D has to come after C is done. We have some durations here and some costs of the activities. This cost would be like the cost of the whole activity, not the cost per day. For example, activity A would cost $200 per day, or a total of $400. So let's go ahead and draw the Gantt chart for this. We'll grab a graph paper right here. And first things first, let's go label our axes. Then we'll go ahead and draw in our bars for the Gantt chart. So activity A, it has no predecessor, so it starts at the beginning of the project and it's 2 days long. So we're going to go ahead and draw this in just like the previous videos. Activity B, it depends on A, so it can't start until A is done, and it's 3 days long. So here it comes, we find the end of A and B and go 1, 2, 3. Alright, for C, 4 days long, depends on B, so it can't start until B is done. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And activity D depends on C, and it's 3 days long, so it starts when C ends, and we have, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now that we know this, just so we have an image here, in case you forget what a Gantt chart is, this is our Gantt chart. And we have some advantages and disadvantages, and those are right here. So the advantages are bar charts or Gantt charts, same thing. They are really easy to understand. Anyone can look at this once it's drawn and say, oh, well, hey, this project is 12 days long, and this activity is 4 days long, this one is 2 days long, right? They're very easy to understand, and thus they're an effective communication tool. You can show this to someone and get the point across really easy. Now, something that they're also really good at is the ability to identify resource requirements over time. For example, we have this cost of activity, and I mentioned, activity A costs $400 in total, so it would be $200 a day. Well, we can calculate then what the daily cost of our project would be, and then the cumulative cost, and we can just do that down here. And I just got these numbers, like I said, $200 per day would give us a total of $400 for activity A, and then if you had activity B, total cost of $1,200 across 3 days, you'd be getting $400 a day. So then if we sum them up, we would get a cumulative cost of $3,200 for the whole project. So there you go. That's why identifying resource requirements, that's just one thing that we can do. There's obviously lots of different things we can get into, but this is just identifying a couple advantages. And then we have our disadvantages down here. So if you watch the last video, you'll see, if we have tons of activities here and lots of different predecessor relationships, sometimes, we can have more than one predecessor. Basically, the Gantt chart gets a little out of control when there's too many activities. They also don't clearly show the predecessor logic or the relationships. For example, if I had 2 activities, if you imagine A and B both ended on day 5, then you wouldn't be able to really tell if C was dependent on B or A or both of them. So that's not very clear with them. And then also the other disadvantage is they don't show the impact of delaying an activity. For example, if I delayed A, would that delay B? Well, probably. It looks like it would, but would it delay C or would it delay D? Well, it doesn't really show exactly the impacts of that as well. So that's what we're going to be using in network diagrams in the coming videos.